In Christmas 2024, Urban Games teased us with an announcement of something new and great that was coming soon. And while many of us hoped that the new and great thing would be Transport Fever 3, there was no guarantee that would actually happen. Until now. G'day, I'm Spry, and this May 2025 edition of Transport Fever News presents my take on what could be happening with the newly announced Transport Fever 3. Yes, it has just been confirmed this week, on the 21st of May, that your favourite transport tycoon game will continue. So, using all of the various resources I have available to me, i.e. the cinematic trailer, the press kit, the announcement email I received, the new Transport Fever 3 website, that's exciting, and the new Steam page for the game, let's have a look at what is certain at this stage, possibly coming, and what's stirring up the masses by not getting a mention. So, the big question is, what do we know for sure? Well, Transport Fever 3 will be released sometime in 2026. Most of the online discussion is around avoiding the launch of GTA 6, which is scheduled for the 26th of May for console, with the PC release sometime after that. We also know, disappointingly, that there is no Mac version announced. Yet? Maybe? Yeah, while Urban Games announced the release of Transport Fever 3 on PC, PlayStation 5 and the Xbox X and S series, there was no mention of a Mac release. Which is a little disappointing to people like me. Luckily, I also have a Hewlett-Packard PC. Thirdly, the day-night cycle. Yes, for the first time in the series, as you probably already saw with a couple of the screenshots that have been shown, there is a day-night cycle. Doesn't necessarily turn me on, but I know lots of other people wanted that one. There are also new offshore industries, a couple of which have been shown here in the pictures, with over 30 different production facilities available. So that looks like fun. Maybe they might replace all the portals that I seem to have on my maps lately, but we'll have to wait and see. And as you've seen several times already, helicopters and also cargo trams are part of the vanilla game. There's also a new alpine biome that's been added for anyone who wants to play in subarctic conditions. Not me, no. Brr. We're also told about a new player reputation system. Could be interesting, where cities won't grow unless they're well served. Makes sense, doesn't it? Also, player contracts are going to be offered during the game to provide various risk versus reward opportunities if you want to pursue them. Alright, and we've got some enhanced infrastructure with new warehouses and maintenance mechanics. Right, so the game's getting changed around a fair little bit here, including new tycoon gameplay, where a progression system and buildable landmarks. Oh dear, getting exciting. I'm going to have to relearn the whole thing over and over again. Oh dear. Interestingly, they say there's only just over 100 years of transport innovation being included in Transport Fever 3, with 250 extra, authentic vehicles. Now, my question, does that mean there's no more 1850 start anymore? Because up until now, it's been over 150 years of transport innovation. Okay, I don't know. All right. And finally, for now, it's responsive. The new game will be responsive to player actions. Right, I have to read this. This might get a bit boring. Skip ahead, yeah, whatever. But it sounds very, very interesting, where each fully simulated map in Transport Fever 3 is occupied by settlements and industries that evolve in response to player actions. For example, the oil route the player has built caused nearby towns to complain about pollution. Okay, that happens. The wait time for passengers is too long and every service is overcrowded. Yeah, that happens, especially in Sydney in the last few days. Oh dear. But this one caught my eye. The fish brought in by ship is rotting at the warehouse. Firstly, are we going to have fish? Question mark. But anyway, these and other problems will confront you in your quest to maximise profits. Every town can grow into a sprawling city, every supply line can affect reputation, and every decision you make affects how your people live, work and move around. Sounds like fun to me. Right. So that's what we know is going to be added to Transport Fever 2 to make Transport Fever 3. I wonder what else is going to happen. Well, let's take some time and have a quick look over the cinematic trailer and take some educated guesses as to what else could be included. Now, most of this is tagged not in-game footage, so your guess is as good as mine. All right, let's have a look at that. I've actually slowed the trailer down somewhat so we can have a better look, and you might want to hit pause. Yeah, right, I'm glad you slowed it down. Well, look, not in-game footage, that's what it says, but is there car parking? Yeah, good question. I don't know. Coming sometime in the next 12 months or 18 months. I don't know. Who knows when, but I love these old trains. And there's the Wright brothers, Kitty Hawk, up to modern jets. Now that suggests that we don't start early, but love that bridge. Look at that bridge, and look at those tankers and the quays, all the quay work around the harbours. Aha, nice. And I love the texture in the farm here, in the fields and the crops. Looks great. And all of these textures around the outside of the farms, wharves, quays, more textures. Loving it. Particularly the lush vegetation that'll be in the tropical biome. Gosh, yes. Wow. There's one of our offshore industries, an oil platform, complete with helicopter coming in. Nice, nice. Okay. Traffic jam? No, I don't want that. But look, intersection markings in the middle. A plaza. Trams coming up the middle. Parks up the top? Maybe? And I love that one. Yes, along with the big footbridge. The aerial view. Did you see the guide rails alongside the road there and the jetties? Everything's so quick. And yet I've slowed it down. Oh my God. And don't forget, of course, Yep. Sunset. Looks good with all the lights, doesn't it? Sure does, baby. And that is Transport Fever 3 trailer. And to get even more information, head on over to that brand new website for Transport Fever 3 at transportfever3.com. Lots and lots of stuff to read here. Create the network that drives the world day and night. Master transport challenges on and offshore. Why not? And write or relive or rewrite history. I love doing that. That's the focus of most of my stuff nowadays. And in the latest news, well, what else is happening other than Transport Fever 3 is coming. Yeah, nice pictures all over the place. We can't wait to share it. Well, I can't wait for it to happen, so sooner rather than later, please, although I've got a pretty good guess, you can read that. I've got a pretty good guess that I'm going to be producing Transport Fever 2 content probably for at least the next 12 months or beyond. Who knows? Disappointing? It's not. on Mac. It just says PC, PlayStation 5 and Xbox there. Also, head over to Steam. Lots and lots of more pickies here. You've seen most of them tonight in this video. Tonight? Well, whenever you're watching. But lots to read here too about it. You'll notice Urban Games is also now the publisher. Yeah, Good Shepherd, thanks for your help. But we've grown big enough to be our own publisher now. Good stuff. Planned release date, 2026. Yep, okay. Scrolling down, lots to read here. Read into it what you like, what you think. I've tried to grab the most essential, certain things that I could out of all the materials that have been provided. There's a lot of speculation floating around all over the place about, being able to include all the biomes in one map. Yeah, well, you could do that anyway if you wanted to. I've done it a couple of times with some of my maps. Anyway, finally, what are the whinges? So I shouldn't say that. What's the discussion about? Well, yeah. No multiplayer. Multiplayer is the main thing that they want. And it's still not being answered. There's multiplayer co-op, multiplayer competitive, and AI competitors. I don't really want to play against the bloody AI. Aren't we doing that enough as it is? But anyway, look, you know what to do. Head on over, check out all of these resources, but more importantly, leave your comments below telling me what you think is going to happen, or what you think about the proposed improvements, whatever. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And until next time, which will be back in Newcastle in a few days' time, when I take on a massive rail yard. Absolutely massive. Until then, it's hooroo from me, and it's goodbye from him, and we'll see you then. Okay, bye for now.